Hello, good morning. So I'm just going to explain to you really quickly what they want you to do, what we want you to do on this writing quiz. So they're going to give you a prompt that looks something like this, almost exactly like this. And they're going to tell you that this thing right here is the height of a flag. So I drew that on there so you understand what they're talking about, okay? They're not going to have the flag on the picture. So just imagine that it's there, or draw one on there if you want to. Okay, and they want you to use as many math words as possible. So this is all supposed to be about writing. So in other words, like if they say, if you have a right angle that you're trying to describe, use the words right angle. Don't draw pictures, don't draw equations, don't write equations and stuff. So use everything in words. Okay, so basically, if you're trying to find the height of that flagpole, you would just describe something like, well, I would draw, this is all in words, okay? Just don't draw pictures, say it all in words. I would draw a triangle and I would label the sides. I would label the sides that are opposite to the angle that I have, adjacent to the angle that I have, and the hypotenuse. And then you could say things like, the side that's opposite is directly opposite the angle. The side that's opposite the right angle is called the hypotenuse, and the side that's next to the angle is called the adjacent side. So you just explain it as much as you can so you fill up a page, right? You want to fill up as many words as you can there, okay? At least, what do they say, like 250 to 500 words, but a whole page worth. So first you label your sides. Then after that, I would name the angles, say like the one that's closest to the ground, right? This would be the ground down here, right? So this is the ground, like on this one here. The one that's closest to the ground, I'm going to call angle A, and the one that is by the flagpole, the top of the flagpole, and the hypotenuse, I'm going to call angle B, or you can call it X and Y or Q and R, whatever you want to, okay? And I'm going to call the height of the flagpole H or X or whatever you want to call it. So just write that in words. Write it in words, okay? So first you label the sides, explain why it's opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. Then you label the angles, tell them where the angles are on the ground next to the flagpole. What are you calling the height of the flagpole? That's what you're trying to find. I call it X here, okay? And then you can say, depending on what you have, which sides that you know you want to find the height of the flagpole, but you could use any of these. The tangent, and write it in words, the tangent of angle A, for example, to write that in words, the tangent of angle A. I know it's a pain, but then you fill up your page, right? So I could use either the tangent of angle A, which is the ratio of the opposite side over the adjacent side, would equal X, the height of my flagpole, divided by whatever the adjacent side is, if I know that, from angle A to the flagpole. Okay, whatever the adjacent is, the number that they give you, or you make up, right? You can make it up too. You can give it numbers if you want to. Or I could use, if I know this angle up here at the top, I could use the sine if I know what the hypotenuse is. So I could use the sine of angle A equals the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse, which is equal to X over the hypotenuse, or the height of the flagpole divided by the hypotenuse. Or if I knew angle B up there at the top of the flagpole, I could say the cosine of angle B is equal to the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse, which is, what's adjacent to angle B is X, the height of the flagpole, divided by hypotenuse. So, and just some other things you can use that. So that's already filling up a lot of the page, right? Just explaining that, different ways you could do it. This is not about finding an answer. This is about describing what you know, okay? Writing it in words and describing what you know, okay? So I could do it like this, or I could do it like that, or I could do it like that. You can also fill it up with other words like SOHCAHTOA is a short way to remember what the ratios are. S stands for sine, and O stands for opposite, and H stands for hypotenuse, C stands for cosine, A stands for adjacent, H stands for hypotenuse, and T stands for tangent, O stands for opposite, and A stands for adjacent. You could do something like that. When you write sine, cosine, and tangent, you can make it look longer by using the whole word. S-I-N-E is the whole word for sine. Sine is the abbreviation. Cosine, C-O-S-I-N-E instead of cos, right? That's the whole word versus the abbreviations over here, right? These ones right here. And you can just explain, you use the regular sine, cosine, and tangent functions on right triangles only, right? They're only for right triangles. You could say something about, we learned about special rights, 30, 60, 90, and 45, 45, 90, right? Those are the special rights, right? Special right triangles. There's another word that you can throw in there. So sine, cosine, and tangent are for right triangles only, and you use that to find an unknown side. If you want to find an unknown angle, you use inverse trig and the ratio of two of the sides. So, and you write it like this: sine inverse with the -1, cosine with the -1, tangent with the -1. That should be way more than enough to fill up your page. Just tell them what you know. Here's all the notes that you can use. Write everything in words. Here's some, this up here at the top, they're going to give you these words here to help you remember things, okay? I'm not sure why they wrote hypotenuse twice, but there you go. Okay, so good luck. Just write as much as you can. If you don't do this, we're not going to have time in class to do this, okay? So please do this. Please make sure you check in. And thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. Miss you guys. Thank you.